Hello everybody and welcome to the first Lunch and Learn. These sessions will be free. They'll be held every month at 12 noon Central Time and they'll be approximately 20 minutes in length. Our first Lunch and Learn session will be on the new features in Map360 version 2.1, which will be released this week. These sessions will be recorded and I will post them on our website for future viewing. With this release, I will also post a features and benefits sheet, and that will highlight the new features that I'll cover today and also show a short informative movie for each of those features. So for this presentation, I'm going to go over a few slides showing the new features, and then I'll show a short video demoing the features that I've just discussed. So version 2.1 will support the LGS file format. This file format is a proprietary Leica Geosystems point cloud file, and that can be published from Cyclone Register 360 or from Cyclone Publisher Pro. With the click of a button, you can import this locally stored file into Map360, and you don't require Jetstream or Cyclone to be installed to open one of these LGS files in Map360. The LGS file is highly detailed. It renders quickly. It is based off of a Jetstream point cloud, and like I said, it's stored locally on your computer. Our next feature is the Seek tool, and this tool allows you to easily navigate through your scene by defining a center for rotation. And if you are a Cyclone user, this will be a familiar tool to you. And this will save you time to get the desired view in your scenes. In the last version, version 2.0, we introduced the label distance routine, and that routine has now been improved to include horizontal and vertical angles. We've changed the name to dynamic labeling, and as you can see in these photos here, you can add the horizontal and vertical labels, which are ideal for top-down views or side views. Once these labels are drawn, you are able to rotate in your scene and they will automatically adjust to face the camera. That's why they are called the dynamic labels. And you can also add a text mask so that these labels will stand out. So I'm going to go over a short demo video to show these three features. So the point cloud ribbon contains the import LGS command. The dialog will save the last open file, and like I said, you don't need Cyclone or Jetstream to open one of these files. This is a large scene, so I'm just going to use one of our clipping tools to hide some of the points. And we'll use the new Seek tool to snap to the top of the vehicle and use that as our center for rotation. A shortcut for this is the S key on your keyboard. We'll activate the Seek command, and if you want a shortcut to orbit, you just hold down the Shift key and the middle mouse button or the roller wheel. So we've improved our label distance command, as I said, and it is now called dynamic labeling. So let's use this feature and we'll label a distance between a point on the line and the point cloud plane. So I'll snap to the end of the line and then a point on the plane, which will project, and we'll get the vertical distance. So once I draw this label, I can continue labeling other distances or the horizontal and vertical angles. So for the vertical angle, I can choose a point on this line to add a vertical label to the horizon. I can also go into the settings and I can change the text size, the marker size, colors, and layers. And I'll just update that. And once I draw it, I can just move this label off to the side. As you can see, these also have text masking so that they stand out as well. For the horizontal angle, I'm just going to rotate around to a top view. And first of all, I'm going to define a line in the scene that I want to take the angle measurement, which I want it to be referenced to. So I'll draw a line on the roof here between 2 points in the point cloud. And then I'll just set up a user coordinate system from these 2 points. And this allows me to use the align view to work plane. So now I can draw a horizontal line from the end of the trajectory rod. And I'll make sure that my ortho mode is on so that I can draw a straight line. There we go. So now I'll open the dynamic labeling again, and we'll label between 2 lines. And I'll pick the horizontal line, and then I want to make sure that I select the correct line here. And it is the pink line that I need to select. And the angle is drawn for me. And as you can see, as I rotate, the label updates automatically. So I'll just change the size of this, update it, and that's our new dynamic labels. Another great feature in the new release, version 2.1, is the Essentials tab. So this tab has many essential features or key features, and they're all located in one convenient location. So this makes it ideal for training and for increasing your productivity. A unique feature of Map360 is the different user modes and easy customization. So that makes sure that ensures that our program will suit all user levels within an organization, and the different tabs can be turned on and off as you're learning the features of the program. So we have a quick video on the Essentials tab. This tab has the settings, so you can manage the settings and the layers before you start your drawing. You can import your data and attach images, symbols, or Bing maps. You have your viewing commands, so you can navigate through your scene. Your drawing tools, these will ensure that you can create just your basic 2D, 3D diagrams. We've got our labeling tools, our editing tools, and we've also attached the help files with License Manager. So to turn off this Essentials tab, right-click on the ribbon, Show tab, and click Essentials, and that will turn off the tab, and same thing goes for turning it back on. And you can do that for any of the tabs listed above. So as some of you might know, advanced line types were introduced in version 2.0, but they have been improved. So now we are able to customize and convert existing line work. And if you don't have the line type that you're looking for, you can customize it to create the one for your scene. The advanced line types are based off of a 2D polyline. So you can draw a combination of lines and arcs, and you can use all of the different editing commands with these lines. And we're currently working on the ability to add, adding the ability to draw these line types in 3D. So as I mentioned, these line types have been improved. You can now customize and convert, and the first way to do that is from the dialog. So all the categories are the same and the line types. We'll select a curb, and we can customize this curb as well. hit convert, and then we can select existing lines, arcs, or polylines in your scene and convert them to advanced line types. You can also change existing line types or existing advanced line types and convert them to other line types. So for instance, I'm going to select a skid mark 3 and we'll set the color to orange. And when I hit convert, or sorry, we can also customize these as well. And we can also add a new layer. So all the lines that I put on this layer will be on the newly created layer. So I'll select these skid marks to be converted. I'll hit enter. And as you see, the skid mark is now on the new layer I created with the new color. There's also another way to customize and convert these line types, and that's from the properties panel. So you can see the different line types that you can convert the one you selected to, and you can also change the different properties for that line type. So I'm just going to change this color to orange. And we'll put this on the skid mark layer as well. So one last example is this dash center line. So we can change this from the properties panel to a different line type. And then the different properties can be changed as well. So let's just change the dash length to 7 and the spacing to 7 as well. And this automatically updates on the screen. And then we can close the properties by clicking the little X button. So thank you everyone for tuning in to the first Lunch and Learn. Our next Lunch and Learn will be on Leica's new RTC 360, which is their revolutionary scanner. So please register for this session. The registration link should be posted soon. If you have any feedback or topic requests, please add it to the chat or email me after the session. And if you have any questions on anything that I showed today, now is the time.
Hi, Chanel, it's James here.
Hi, James.
So I've just been watching the chat line, so there's been a few questions come in. Do you want me to read them back to you?
Sure.
All right, and some of them I've answered privately, so if you don't hear your question, then that you'll just check in the chat line for that answer. One of the first ones that came in was a question about dynamic labels, and will dynamic labels work if you've got non-point cloud data?
Yes, absolutely, they will work. There are different options for the dynamic labels, different labeling methods. For a couple of the examples in the demo, I snapped to lines. You can also snap to points in a drawing or the point cloud, for example, but you don't require the point cloud to use the dynamic labels.
Great. Okay. It looks like there was somebody else was really excited to see the Essentials tab because they said, can I just hide all the other ribbons?
Yeah, you can. So the Essentials tab is located within the Sketch workplace. So you do have those default tabs loaded with that workspace, but you can right click on the ribbon, go to Show tab, and you can turn off all of the other tabs besides the Essentials. So you will just have the Essentials tab with those commands available. Also, if there is a command missing, you can turn on an individual tab, or if you know the command, you can just type it in the command line. So that's pretty ideal for training if you just want to show one ribbon with one set of features.
Yeah, I've kind of seen you testing that Essentials tab to make sure that you can get pretty well everything done with just that one tab.
Yeah, absolutely.
Another question that came in, somebody was looking at the advanced line types and they asked, does this feature require you to have a special template?
No, you don't require a special template or anything for this feature actually. This feature will work with any drawing or any template you've created. The line types are actually built into the program.
And somebody has asked, can you define a brand new line type?
We are looking into that, being able to update the files that get stored when you install the program. Advanced users would probably be able to go in there and create their own, it's a text file in there. But we are still kind of playing with that, and we're hoping if some people give us some line types that they would like to see, our support team can create those and we can post them on our website for people to attach that new file.
That'll be fun to do. Someone has also asked if it's possible to add a dynamic label that's just a text note instead of a dimension.
That's a great question. That's actually a feature that we're currently working on. That should be coming out in the next release, and you'll be able to add a leader or have no leader and just add a couple lines of text. So stay tuned, it's coming.
That'll look neat. And so finally here, can you use advanced work type, or sorry, can you use advanced line types in a point cloud?
You can use the advanced line types in point clouds. You can snap to the point cloud. However, the advanced line type is going to have one elevation, and it's going to use the elevation from the first point that it snaps to. So we are currently working on adding the ability to draw these line types in 3D, snapping to varying elevations, especially for slopes. But currently, they're just at the one elevation.
Great. Okay. And I had a number of other questions, but I've just answered those ones privately. So if you haven't heard your question, just check the chat line and you'll have an answer there.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for attending, and I hope to see you in one of our next Lunch and Learn sessions.